This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so the homework I gave you in the last class was how do you extract some text out of a bigger text, right? So let me run and see where we are. Okay. Okay, so this is where we stopped, and we were extracting the text. We extracted the broader text, this, and this, right? Now the challenging part was this one, these things. So we already extracted the departing city and arriving city. So let's clearly write something. Yeah, so your itinerary has been booked, that is done. And from New York to Paris, I extracted, but I didn't sys out. So let me sys out. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question about that thing. So we are splitting in city in here, New York to Paris, right? So, but when you sys out, you will see the output only new and Y, not New
Okay,
York.
that's what I am. Right, yeah. So let's sys out. We didn't sys out. So where we are, this is all extraction of all the broader text. And cities, okay, we have to sys out. Let's sys out and see. Maybe it's coming wrongly. That's okay. We'll correct it. Okay, so first thing is actual deporting. I'll print it as a text and then as a variable. And for arriving city. Okay, so let's rerun in case if you have done for others. Also, let's see. So one by one. So first things first. So we are in the process of extracting this and this first thing, right? So let's run it again. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you're right. Arriving actual departing city is coming as new and arriving city is coming as Y. Let's examine why we are getting this new Y. Okay, new. Okay, so this is taking out, clearly it is taking only space and it is extracting this new and Y from New York. So let's correct it. Yeah, here. Okay, so when we split the cities, what does the cities have? Cities is coming from actual departing info. That means the whole of this matter, right? I split and way. Okay, this is actually wrong because it's totally. I thought this is one word, but it's not the one word. The whole. I mean, this thing is a one word, one string. Okay, so let's correct that first. Actual departing city dot split. Wherever there is two. Okay. Yeah. So one way is we can put these cities, the available cities to travel from and to in somewhere in enum or somewhere, and then only get those. That is one way. The other way. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. So other way is clearly you get the starting position is always okay. So you go till the space 2. Okay, that is the ending position. So let's not split won't work here, and that will give you the departing city, and arriving city will I mean, to get the arriving city we'll take again the substring with starting beginning index and ending index, and beginning index for this is to space and ending index is space again. Okay, so okay, let's not go to space again. So let's go to any number, because the number, any number it starts, then that's where the city ends. That's clear, because this city may have the space also. You never know, right? Okay, let's see that approach. So before this, I will explain you how do you extract this and this. Then we'll automatically understand how we can extract this and this. So these two things I told you to extract using the substring only. So we'll apply the same technique here. Let's come back. Okay, this is what I figured out. Okay, now departing beginning index for class. Now I want to extract class, that is first class, economy class, or business class. So now I want to use substring. Okay, that is clear. We already decided about using substring because it's better than split. Split won't work. Okay, so we clearly saw that just now. Okay, so I am using substring with two indexes, beginning index and ending index. Now we have to find out where to start and where to end. That's all. Okay, so that is a bigger task. Now I clearly named these variables for the class departing beginning index underscore class departing end index for the. Okay, now whole text is this actual departing info. Okay, this whole text is this departing info till here. Now if I look at this, all right, this starts from F. Okay, so let's say there is no airline with starting F. We already saw that in the application, and this starts with either F or B for business, or what is it called, economy, E, right? Okay, so now you can actually add that. So I left for you the small homework. So all I have to get is the index of letter F, provided F letter doesn't is not there in the flight. That's my observation. Okay, now it will clearly give the index 66 or whatever. So 1 2 3 4 0, starting from 0 it will give. So I guess I have printed it out. So let's see. Yeah, not that one. Okay, this one, departing beginning in end index. No, this is supposed to be beginning index. I printed wrongly. So this is the 60th position, is the starting position for class, and end index is 66. Okay, then you will get first. So you can examine. So I just printed it in reverse order. So let's correct. Okay, this is beginning index. All right. So let's correct this as begin. And end index. Okay, the variables are correct, just the printing strings were wrong. That's all. Okay, now that will give you. Okay, so my technique for first index is F, because I told you can add F or B or E. Okay, now I'll tell you how to add. You're going to add. Now ending position in this first is dollar sign, right? So clearly there is only one place where the dollar is. So clearly ending position for this whatever this is, business economy, the ending position is constant. So I just mentioned index of dollar. Okay, so index of function will give you the index of specific character in a string. Okay, this is a string. I want the index of, that means position of this specific character. So when I said this is a character, you have to mention it in within a single quote. Okay, so double quote is reserved for the string. String is a collection of individual characters. These are individual characters. So the index of only takes individual character. You say index of takes character. Okay, you can also int integer, but you can ASCII equivalent integer. But I'm entering the character itself, and it is going to return you integer, the actual position. And the position starts from 0. Okay, that you already know. So if you count manually, you will get the same thing. So this is coming out to be 60, and this is coming out to be 66. Okay, then the substring, when I pass beginning index and ending index, clearly it will go to the 60th position character and start from there. 60, 61, 62, 60, 64, 65, 66. Okay, that's what it will give you. Okay, now the last thing is excluded because it starts from 0, right? When it starts from 0, the last index is excluded. So let's look at it again. Maybe we are getting some extra. Okay, that's fine. We are getting exactly correct. So the last thing is excluded because, how do I know? Because it is there in the substring. Okay, now if you look at it, beginning index and end index returns a string, that substring of this string. The substring begins at the specified beginning index and extends to the character the end index -1. So -1 means exclusion. The end index is not included. So you won't get exactly the 66th character. You will stop at 65th character. That is 66 -1. Okay. Thus the length of the substring is end index minus beginning index. Perfect. Okay, so I hope everybody understood. So we will repeat this 4 times. So in case you don't understand, you will understand hopefully. Okay, now I passed substring begin and end, and it clearly printed depart class is depart class. That means this technique works. It extracted the first. Now let's extract the departing price, which is this. All right, exactly this. Now we will go back to this, apply the same technique. Now I will ask you, then you can easily tell. Okay, depart price. Now again the same technique. All you have to apply is a logic, some sense, common sense. Apply logic plus common sense. Okay. Now I want the index of, if you look at it, the starting position of this number is, what is the starting position? $sign. Okay. Not exactly $sign. I don't want to take into consideration $sign. After $sign, whatever start, just take it. So I want the index of $sign plus 1. So that will give you this character index. Okay. So index of $sign plus 1. And the last index is, what is this? This space. But if you look at this whole string, there are a lot of spaces. So you cannot say, just give me the index of space. It's going to give you first instance, first occurrence of, okay. Then obviously there is one more function which is like, give me the last index of, that means last occurrence of this particular character called space. So I use last index of, so it will come from the end, and the last index is this, and it will give you the index of this, whatever. Okay, obviously I can take this as is because it will be excluded. I know that is in the definition itself. Now let's look at this. Okay, I pass this departing index beginning price and end index price into the substring here. Okay, beginning and end for price. Then I printed it. Let's see. That is coming perfectly. Starting position is 67th and ending position is 70th. So that means 67, 68, 69. Stop. Okay, 3 digits. 70th is not included by default. definition, so we can't do anything about it. It's by definition because it's common sense. It starts from 0, so you already know. Okay, now let's apply the same technique for this guy. Okay, everybody is clear on this? So let's delete this, cities, all these things. So instead of deleting, what I'll do is you can still do this with split. Okay, so you have to apply some more extra logic. Okay, so let's comment this out and let's find out the beginning index and ending index. So I'm going to create two integers, depart begin index underscore for city, right? And integer depart and index underscore city. Okay, so now let's find out how to get the indexes. You already know, right? So the whole string is which one? What is the whole string? This one. Out of this I want to get something, correct? So, dot. Now index of is already there. All you have to do is just use it. Okay, be careful, there are two things. Index of string also you can get, like there is a, for example, I want to get the index of whole thing first, you can get it. Okay, so that's another way of doing it. Okay, so you can apply that also. So in this case I can only get the index of dollar because you don't know whether this price could be 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, right? So there are multiple ways, there's not just one way here. So you can go with any one that works. If that works, that's correct. Okay, so let's go to index of character. Okay, there are others too. From index, just explore this. You just have to play around with this. So I'm going to use simple index of ch. Now you have to find out, use the common sense. Now logic is this function I am using. Now use the common sense. What is the beginning index of this thing? How do you figure out? Right? How do you figure out? Tell me.
And
no, it could be anything. I might be traveling from Paris to New York also, right? So in that case, Paris. So okay, common sense. That's why it's totally common sense. Okay, common sense is the requirement says the first character itself is your first character for the departing city, right? There is nothing else. This is the starting position, correct? So I can fix it as a 0, right? That's fixed because clearly it is. You don't have to rethink. So it is clearly the starting position itself is the whole thing. So if you look at this, yeah, see, so this is where I printed from, right? So the starting position itself is starting from the departing city. So you can fix the starting character for the city 0. Now we have fixed. So let's try to get the end index. I mean, that's why it's common sense. You have to use some brain there, that's all. There is no logic. Okay, so now how do you determine the end index? That's the question. Right now, tell me, anybody.
Can we do 2 minus 1? I mean, the 2 the word and then minus 2 or 1 because of the space?
Of course, yeah, that's what I'm expecting. So let's do that. So actual underscore departing info dot index of. Okay, so now you're telling that we can take space is not an option because the city can have space. If you take the space, it will stop at new, which is not right? Now you told me that you can state like space 2, right? Because the index of string is there. Okay, instead of character I can take string because that is the only option. Now in the string I'll take space 2. Space t is also sufficient, or 2 you can if you want to go. Okay, so either way. Okay, now let's print the whole thing, then see, we can correct it. Okay, so if you're not sure, because we are just trying to get these indexes are not very easy. You will get plus or minus, so that's why you always better to print them to console and match and verify. So the best way to verify is actually get the substring. So I want to get the substring, so that I want to call as depart. What do you want to call this? actual underscore departing underscore city, right? That's the one I'm looking for. Now equals actual departing info. That's okay. Actual departing info. In that I want to take substring, right? That is my first option, substring with the beginning index and end index. Okay, so now in that I'll pass simply these beginning index. So if I get the right city, then my logic is correct. Otherwise, I have to work on it. That's it. So string manipulations, it's little bit hassle. I mean, it only comes by practice. Don't worry, if you practice, then we can use. There are multiple ready-made methods in Apache, so you can get all this. But this actually makes you use some logic, so that's why I'm going for this. Okay, so let's this out. Actual departing city equals actual departing city. Okay, so let's quickly test it out. Okay, I am not printing the indexes because if I get the answer correct, I don't need the indexes. Otherwise, then if I don't get it, we will print it and examine. So exactly where it is going wrong. Okay, so one thing is every time you don't have to run from the beginning. Okay, so you can create some R&D class, playground or something. Then you can just fix this string, okay, whole string, and just do some R&D. So I'll show you. You do this is like every time if you run 100 times, it might take a little time, right? So instead of that, if something goes wrong, we will use that. Okay, so clearly through exception I went out of bounds. That means I mentioned some index which is out of range. Let's see, where is this guy? Right here. Okay, flight confirmation, string index out of range -1. Okay, okay, I'm gonna click on this. Obviously this is where it went wrong. Substring starting from depart beginning index, depart end index city. Okay, so before this I want to know whether it exception occurred here or not. Okay, now again we don't want to run from the beginning, right? That's what we do. Okay, now let's create a class in the test like R&D or something. So all these small Java related testings we can do in here. So let's call this as a playground because we can play something, and I'm going to put a main function because we need it. Okay, so in this I have a bigger string. Okay, so the bigger string is which one? The bigger string is, where is it? Oh, we got the exception right. Okay, this is the biggest string. Okay, so that's the biggest string. Now let's create a string variable here. Let's call it big something. Okay, so clearly there is some error because it's taking a new line character, string big, and I am guessing there is a space. So I am trying to put everything in single line because the new line character is, we can accommodate for that. Where is the first? All right, the space. Then space, yeah, that's it. So that's the whole string at least. Okay, now let's put the logic here, whatever this is. Okay, so this is actually deporting info, right? So let's put the same name, otherwise we have to change big everywhere. Okay, perfect. Okay, so before this, I want to find out where it is going wrong. Index of beginning or index of end. So let's sys out that too. Beginning index. Okay, so now let's just run this. This is just a string manipulation, right? It won't run automation on this particular site, so it's quicker. Okay, so now we are getting departing beginning index is -1. That was clearly the thing, out of range, because it doesn't start from -1. We already know 0. So we have to start from actually 1, not 0. So that way it will automatically take 1. So let's quickly try again. Yeah. Still it is taking depart beginning index underscore city as -1. Okay. So oh, wait. I cannot. Index of 1 is wrong, right? Nobody is saying index of 1. How can I give the index of character? It will give me the number. I cannot pass 1, right? So this, instead of this, I was gonna say we'll fix this whole thing. Index is 1. This is what I was saying. Sorry, 0 here. Okay, you got this. I cannot again take index of and pass 1. That is ridiculous, right? I am fixing 0 because the starting position itself with the starting name, it starts from the beginning itself. So I am fixing the integer itself. So clearly I don't have to use this function index of. Okay, so now let's run. Yeah, hopefully it will now it works. See, this is fixed. That means you actually assign that value to the variable itself. Do not use any more function. And end index is given by index of. And when you pass 0 to 8 excluded. So this is 0, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th character is K. And 8 is excluded by definition substring. So perfect, we got it. Okay, so now, okay, so let's take this whole code and paste it over here. Only this code, right? Not this code. We will just use it for doing some R&D. So here I'm going to. Okay, anybody got any questions how this worked? I'm going to put everything together for this. This is for city, correct? Departing city. Okay, now I'm going to explain one more time. For the first index, I don't need any function. I can directly start from 0 because that's a requirement. Okay, and exactly end index is space to space or whatever. Okay, now instead of index of character argument, I can go for the string argument. Okay, now you might ask how it's gonna be, whether it's gonna give you the starting position of space or T or O or what? Anybody? Starting position of which one it will give if I pass a string? The starting position of the string itself. So it will give the starting position of this space in the string space 2. Okay, so that is the advantage of this. If I only give space, it will stop here. So that's why we went for the string, but it will give the starting position of the string itself as the end index. That is advantage. So clearly we saw 0 and 8, that perfectly went fine, and it gave the desired result, which is New York. Okay, let's try the same thing for the arriving in city. Okay, right here. Okay, so first let's play. Okay, instead of running, that's not good practice. Even this is not also good practice. We have to actually debug, like I showed you, using step into step. But this is just string manipulation. So yeah, for this is a better option. Okay, so deporting info is okay. Then what we want to do is, yeah, let's keep the same name. All right. Okay, now you want Paris. Okay, so any ideas? Tell me, what is the starting position? Obviously this is not, we have to use the whole thing.
Sangam,
Right.
can we use for the starting position start from 2?
Say that again. I didn't.
I said for the new work you have the departing info index of 2 space 2. Can we take that and start as a beginning for Paris?
No, starting position for the departing city is 0 itself. That is clear, right? Ending
Right,
position
but I'm
is
saying like for departing position, like getting Paris, can we start from 2 space for the beginning index of?
no, I didn't get you. Starting position, say what? Say again.
No, I'm saying now you're looking for Paris, right?
Correct. Yeah, that is the arriving city. Starting departing
Okay.
city is over. Now I am looking for city.
Arriving
Okay,
city.
so you
Can
got
we
confused.
start
Okay. Arriving
for
city. Okay, say that. Okay, tell your idea. What did you want
so
to
I'm
do
saying
for?
like for arriving city, can we start like because for New York you started space 2. Can we start like 2 space for
Correct.
arriving
Exactly.
city?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the correct answer. Okay. You instead of mentioning arriving city, you were saying departing city. So I was getting confused. Okay. So for arriving city, the starting position is index of string to space. That's absolutely correct. So let's use it. So index of, so instead of character, I'm going to take string because that is the best option. So I can also take, space to space. Okay, let's try because space to space is clear enough. Now ending index, what did I tell you? Ending index is little bit difficult because the ending index, I'm going to say whatever the number. We don't know what the date, like date can have a month is actually, so it could be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, right? So in that case we just want a regular expression. Whenever the number starts, you end it right there, and that's going to be your city. That's my logic. Okay, let's try to work on it. So beginning in the, okay, let's keep these names, that's fine. I am saying depart, but it's actually arriving because it's a playground. It's fine. All we want is a logic. Okay. Now actual departing info dot index of, okay, so this needs to be changed. Okay, so now let's see index before index of, or in the index of, do we have any other options? Index of integer, no. Character, no. String, no. This is all no. So let's look for the other functions before index of. I mean, I still need the index of, but before that. So that's a threefold process. So I want to be able to pass a regular expression and get something out of it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so there is some function, see matches, dot matches. If something matches, okay, so it will give you a boolean. So let's look, maybe that's option. Splitted regular expression is also there. Okay, so I can either go for matches, but this is going to be complicated. I mean, logic will be complicated. So I'm going to go for, let's see all other options and come back. Okay.
Can you take value of date?
No, that's not required. We are not interested in value. Okay, that's a different story. If you want to validate the date, that's a different story. We are not validating the date. So I'm going to take this regular expression. Okay, it's going to give you string. So let's see how we can work it out. There are multiple ways, but so if I split this string, right at this position, okay, where the date I can give in DDMMYY, I'll show you how to write regular expression for the date. So it will exactly split it here. So first string I'll get it as this, correct, and second string will be written as this. Now in the first string, yeah, that's it. First string, you just go, the last part is already there, so I can just go for the substring starting from this. So that substring will be appended to the first substring. Okay, I don't need to append that. That's it. The substring of this Paris. So starting position is this, ending position is not required. Go till the end. So there is one, right? Substring with just beginning index. So that's it. So let's split it here. So let's write. So this variable is not the correct name, but that's okay. We don't care about the variable. So split it. We have to write regular expression. So regular expression. Okay, just before this, I will give you introduction about regular expression. I'll just put double quotes and we will put some regex and we'll come back here. Okay, so regular expression wise, I prepared some notes, but I will give you brief intro. Okay, so regular expression means something that replaces a string by mentioning the pattern. Okay, hopefully I have the notes for this. Let's. Okay, great. We have some notes. Okay, so look at this. This is all you need to know. Okay, this is a vast subject, but we don't want to deviate ourselves from this. Okay, so regular expression for a single alphabet is this. Okay, A to Z, A to Z. I already told you regular expression has to be embedded in square bracket, right? So this has to be square bracket, and we have written some simple regular expressions before. Then whatever you mention automatically, it will consider it as a regular expression. Quote, bracket, square bracket, and square bracket quote, whatever is inside the regular expression. Now, let's say there are a lot of regular expression validators in online. You can look into those. So let's say my word is this, okay, my character. Now, regular expression for this is bracket A to Z. All right. So that means any alphabet which is lowercase can be represented as this in regular expression terminology. So it could be A, B, C, all the way till Z. Okay. Now you might ask me, how about capital A? So for capital A, this is not the regular expression because it only covers from A to Z. So when you look at it, it's very easy to understand. So I am saying A to Z. The hyphen represents the range from A to Z. All the characters inside, in between. Okay, simple. Now this is not the regular expression for A. So for that, now you have to mention capital A to capital Z. Okay. Now this is the regular expression for this. All right. Now you don't know what's the case. It could be D or D. You don't know. Let's say. All right. Now in that case, you mention both A to Z and A to Z. No space in between. Just continuous. And embed them inside the square bracket. Okay, so this is the regular expression for the case insensitive letter. I mean, it could be A or capital or small. Okay, single alphabet in lowercase. Okay, then A to Z. Just now I explained you. Capital uppercase letter can be represented with capital A to Z. Okay, now what about the number? Let's say I have 1. The regular expression for this is, what are the numbers? Numbers are combination of 0 and 9. So anything that ranges between 0 and 9 can be represented as this. And this is a regular expression for this. Alright. Now there is other way also. You can also write it as \d. So that's exactly what I have written. \d or 0 to 9. Okay. Now some cases your requirement says it is alpha numeric. Alright. So you don't know whether that's a number or letter, alphanumeric. So we have seen some examples, right? So in that case, we will combine these number, alphabets. So A to Z, capital A to capital Z, and 0 to 9. So this will cover all the alpha numeric characters. So it could be A, or it could be A, or it could be 1. Okay, so anything, but single. Okay, so single letter. Now you might ask me, how do you write regular expression for multiple numbers, multiple these things? So let's take a look at those. Let's say I have A, B, C, correct? Now obviously if you write A to Z, regular expression, this is not correct because this only represents a single letter, right? Now for that, if I mention plus sign here, that's gonna say it's one or many occurrences of any alphabet. Okay, so whether it is ABC or A B C D E F, any number of characters, so all these are covered in this is the correct regular expression. Okay, now you want to cover capital A to Z also, right? Because you don't know what this case sensitivity is, so even if there is capital letter, it will be still correct regular expression. So whatever I am writing on the left side, okay, so the matching regular expression is on the right side. Okay, now there is also the star sign. Okay, that means zero or many occurrences. I wrote it here. Okay, that means there could be none also. So if there is nothing also, this is correct regular expression for none. And if there are any number, anything, that is still. And you want to cover, okay, let's use a plus sign because mostly we will use plus sign. Zero star means zero or many occurrences, which is broader. Even it covers zero. One or many is still covered in this, but you have to look at the what you want to write the regular expression for, so we can use accordingly. Okay, now let's say it's alphanumeric special character, alphanumeric. Okay, so 0 to 9 is included. Now any number of occurrences, so that means all you can repeat the number of numbers characters any number of times. Okay, all this is covered in here. Now let's say you are trying to only repeat for 6 times. Okay, let's say A B C D E F only 6 times. Okay, if it exceeds, it won't accept a number or anything included. Okay, so in that case there is a symbol flower bracket n, just mention the number of times you want to repeat, and this is going to be the regular expression for this one. Okay, so I mentioned it here. Okay, now you want to restrict. This is going to be it's going to start with a specific character A and end with specific character. Okay, so now how do you incorporate this logic? So okay, the logic would be, or let's say the starting position would be an alphabet and ending position would be a number, any number. Okay, so the starting position can be represented with a caret sign. Okay, caret sign, that means these whatever the number of 6 characters alphanumeric must start with a alpha. Okay, alphabet A to Z, and ending character is number, so ending character can be represented by all same. Okay, I wrote it here. Okay, so these are the basics. Now let's look at a little complicated one. Okay, now I want to write a special character. Let's say there is a @ symbol. Okay, simply insert a special character you want to include, and that becomes a regular expression. So these are what you see is what you get. So if I include this, the regular expression can have this. You know what I mean. So like this, for example, it doesn't end, but it's somewhere in between. I want to incorporate this, so just incorporate, let's say ampersand. All right, then this can have ampersand. Okay, but if you exceed the number, this is going to be wrong regular expression because I restricted 6 here, so it is 7 number of characters. So if you want to take one or many occurrences, just put plus. Now this is a correct regular expression. Okay, now the whole point is here I want to write a regular expression for a date, and date is in the format what MMDDYYYY, correct, or MDDYY. So this 3 is sometimes you put 0 or not, so it is in the format MDDYYYY, right? That is a requirement again. Now how do you write a regular expression for this one? So I wrote it here. See, there is some logic, but I'll just explain briefly. Okay, so the starting is the month, MM, right? Now month starts from what? Month either could be 01, 02, or 09, 10, 11, 12. So all this. Now if I split this again, the first digit in this is either 0 or 1. Okay, so if you take a look at any month, the first digit is either 0 or 1. Okay, So now I can say that that way, or simply say there are two occurrences of numbers. All right, two occurrences. So any number that is repeated twice. Okay, so that is a month part, followed by a slash, and since we already know slash is reserved, so we have to escape using escape character backslash, so that will accommodate, and that also be embedded in the square bracket. Okay, again the date part is also any two digit, you can say that 01 to 31. Okay, so the equivalent regular expression is 0 to 9 bracket 2. Okay, then 2019 or 2018, anything can be represented, or it could be 19, right? So I'm taking in general, this is a 4-letter 4-digit number, and 4-digit number can be represented by 0 to 9 4. Okay, this is a simple regular expression for this date. But if you even elaborate it and clearly mention, like I didn't include other dates. Let's say if I mention date of birth as 1800s, that's going to be wrong, right? It has to be starting from 19 to 20, and that you can include, and all the extra logics you can incorporate. Similarly, you can write a regular expression for an email. So email, if you look at it, it's always like in this format: someone at somewhere dot extension. So this is the user ID followed by @ and this is a domain, somewhere is a domain, and dot, and this is the extension .com, or this is a domain, actually this is this URL site name, and this is the extension or domain, you can call it. It could be com, net, or org, or edu. You can mention all these things. So the complex regular expression will look like this. So you can try and understand, starting with the someone caret and ending with whatever this .com .edu it is. Okay, so let's I will just give you one site that you can look into. Regular expression validator. I'll just show you quickly and we'll move up. So this should be the good one. There are a couple of regular expression validators. Okay, now I want to write a regular expression for A. Okay, simply put it A, and the regular expression for this one is, you already know what is it, A to Z. Full match A. Okay, it is actually match one match. Okay, so you got to get one match. Okay, so let's say A, B, C is my string. Okay, so 3 matches separately, but it is not covering the whole thing. So the correct regular expression for this one is plus. Now it is highlighting the whole string. That's what you have to look into. So some other sites have better, better representation. So you can go for it. And for example, okay, so if I write number 1, 2, 3, and I wrote the regular expression like this, so obviously this is not a match. So you will clearly see not a match. And if you want to write a right regular expression for this number, what should be? Should be
0 to 9.
0 to 9 and any number occurrences plus. Okay, so then one match, and you should make sure that whole string is collectively uniformly selected. The background color has to be exactly, otherwise it will select single letters. That's not correct match. So for example, if I remove plus, it's still correct. 3 match is showing, but 1, 2, 3 as a separate it's treating. So 0 to 9 bracket is regular expression 1 for 2, 3 separately, not for the whole. So just make sure you get the whole thing. So obviously if you put plus, is correct. Okay, so let's play with other numbers quickly, and let's say my string is alphanumeric ABC 1, 2, 3. How do you write regular expression? This is the string, and this is the equivalent regular expression. So immediately it will validate and see this. So this is the best site. Okay, so how do you write small abc? So A to Z, and number can be represented with 0 to 9 and any number of occurrences, not just one plus. So one match, you should get single match, just like the X path. Okay, now what about if I have capital A? Okay, so see, capital A is not covered even though it's on one match. So I told you everything has to be selected with the same color. Now what is missing here in the regular expression?
A to Z capital.
A to Z caps. So this represent alphanumeric character, any number of alphanumeric characters. So this is very standard. And if for example I have my password, let's say @ now see, immediately it splits. So that means it's not a correct regular expression for this one. Individually it is correct, but I am looking for the whole. I should get single match. Okay, XPath is correct, but I am getting two matches. That's not what I'm looking for simply. So now what I should do if I want to incorporate @ simply put @ inside it. That's it. Like I told you, all the special characters have to be included within the square bracket. Okay, now this is the basic. This is, if you understand this, you will understand the complex also. All you have to do is just work on them. Okay, so if I want to take for example, let's write it for a date. Okay, so date is in which format? 3. Let's take the same date instead of that. Where is it? Yeah, so this is the date. We want to write a regular expression so that we can use the function dot matches, the split at the regular expression. Actually not matches. Matches is give you boolean. If it matches given regular expression, it will give you true, otherwise false. So we want to split at this regular expression. That's what, and we are trying to write a regular expression. So let's write, and my string is this. Okay, if you don't think this is the only site, you can go to any other site. Just Google regular expression validator in Google, and you see others. Regular expression tester, this is the one I clicked upon. And okay, there are majorly three. The top 3 are the best. Okay, regxr, that is another. So you can try this. Let's try the first 2. Maybe it's better than that. Okay, so this looks better. Let's quickly write testing ABC A to Z plus. Okay, so this also works the same way. One match. Regular. I actually mentioned these notes. I mean the site names and everything. See, okay, same thing. I will share you these notes. Don't worry. Now let's write for that whatever date it is. Okay, so let's try to work on. Okay, so first number is number, correct? So just write what is the number? 0 to 9, right? Now we can put sometimes we put 0, 3, or sometimes we put 3. So let's say for the time being I'm gonna put, you know, plus any number of occurrences. Okay, just for the time. Okay, then followed by a special character. Now I told you special character can be represented by exactly putting the special character itself. So this is a special character. All right, now let's correct the other things like backslash and everything. Now just one occurrence, so just put one time only, so no need to put plus, otherwise multiple occurrences. Then 0 to 9 date part. Date part could be 2 digits, so I can also go for plus, or I can go for, you know, sometimes 1 can be written as 0, 1 or 1. So let's put 2 just for the sake of covering it. Okay, now exactly 2 occurrences, that means you don't have to put plus again. Then again special character, then 0 to 9 4 times, because here YYY format is any combination of 0 to 9 numbers 4 times. So let's exactly put 4 here. Okay, so I'm getting a single match. See, everything is selected, so I can take it in actually. Okay, this is the simplest regular expression for a date. Okay, don't think this is the only one. So there are many combinations. For example, you are checking a date of birth and you are putting a restriction like date of birth only happens if it is 1900 to 2000. For example, if I put date of birth as 1739 year, that's wrong, right? But a regular expression is correct. But if you want to restrict that, you have to write more conditions here. So you know what I mean. So that way it becomes complex. Okay. Now since we got single match, let's take it in and put it in our regular expression. Okay. So this is gonna split at this, and since we are using Java, the backslash thing. Okay. So we have to use escape character. Already we know, right? Otherwise it will give you error. Okay, so I actually put extra here. Okay, so that's fine. What I'm trying to do here is the split function will return you string array, so that we already know. So let's make this string array. And what else is missing? Let's hover over it. See. Invalid escape characters. Okay, maybe I put it wrongly, so maybe that was correct. Yeah, actually if I put backslash it would have been wrong, so this was acceptable. Okay, now let's see split. I am still doubtful if I have to put one more bracket in like this or not. Maybe I have to cover everything. Both are okay, I'm guessing, but the best way to make sure is by running it. So let's run it and see. So now I got two strings, splitted this. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna go there and it will give me this as a first string. That means array index 0, and this is gonna be array index 1. So if I get these correctly, that means I'm good. So let's print those. What happened to the substring? Okay, so we are not there yet. So let me comment this. Alright. Okay, so deport indexity, this is not gonna give me anything here. Let's sys out directly. What I'm gonna sys out is take this. Don't worry about the names. Names are wrong, but the logic is correct. Okay, so first index is 0 in the array, correct? And let's print the second index. I'm not printing the names. So no need for names right now. You can just quickly check because there are only 2. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay. Okay, so this is actually the whole. When I print the array, it will look like this string. So this doesn't make any sense, right? So let's not print it. You cannot print an array, which is wrong. You can print it, it will not throw error, but it doesn't make any sense. You have to print the individual elements in the array using a for loop or index like this. Okay. So now I am printing this. I don't know what I am printing. So let's take this print sys out. Let's say array because I don't know, it is mixed up. I am printing array elements. Okay. Okay, array new year to Paris is first and at the rate till each is second. So let's see, that's what we wanted. Yes, exactly. New year to Paris is first and at the rate to each is second. So it exactly splitted this. Okay, so that means worked. The regular expression is correct and worked. Okay, now let's come back to the logic. So the logic here is I want to get the Paris. That's where we are stuck, right? So I'll take the first string, okay, which is this. This is not I'm interested in anymore, correct? Because that's not I'm not looking for that one. So in the first string, New York to Paris. Okay, now you tell me the logic. All we have is this one now. Okay, this is the only string now. Now we already got New York because starting index is 0, ending index is 2, space 2, whatever. Now for the Paris, the starting index is 2. Already got it. Ending index was the problem. For this, we ran the whole story. You know what I mean? The whole split at regular expression. Okay, index of 2 was correct and end index was needed. So let's create one quickly. integer deport end index underscore city. Okay, already name was there, so I'm gonna name it as underscore array just for the time being. Okay, so this is the end index. Once we get the end index, our job is easier because we already have the starting index. Okay, now tell me, this is the array and this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so now tell me, I can actually take it down. Okay, so how do you get the end index? From this guy. Okay, so this is my string. So out of this string, yeah, index of what you're looking for? Index of what? Or do you want to go for
F, right?
Yeah, I think index of is not needed anymore because in this string, you know, if I take a substring which runs from certain character to till end, that's it. That exactly will give me the end index. I mean whole thing. So let's not go for end, but directly take the substring. Okay. Now which substring I want to go for? I want to go till end. I don't want to mention the end index, which is not required. So take the beginning index, go till the very end. That's it. Done. Okay. So I'm going for this beginning index. Now beginning index is already retrieved here. See, index of 2. So for Paris, the beginning index is this guy. Correct? Yes. But it will give this one. So we have to add 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So then it will give this one. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's try that. You have to look at the string exactly. So this is the string that will give the beginning index. All right. Now that's all I'm passing, the beginning index, because if I skip the ending index, it will go till the very end. Okay. So substring and end with a semicolon. That's why we are getting error. Okay. Now what happens? Change the type of to string. Okay. So let's create a string out of this because it's still treated as array. So let's take this guy and put it in a string because I'm extracting one element from string array and assigning it a string, which is okay. So let's say string deport and index, right, underscore city equals, it's not an end index actually, it's just deport, let's say. Okay, so now this deport is the whole string. I want to extract this substring from. Substring of deport beginning index underscore city. Change the type of deport index city to string. Deport end index. Why it is saying to string? Yeah, of course. This is not integer. Initially I was going for this one, right? So earlier it was okay. I didn't have to create a string. Okay. The thing was I was creating integer. So let's create a string. Okay, everybody's clear. I could have taken this directly. There was nothing wrong with it because it's already a string. The reason was it was assigned to integer. So let's comment this out. Okay. Now substring, I'm passing the beginning index of city, which is this. Now everybody knows that if I want the beginning index of this in this string, what it will give? It will give this position. Now I have to add 1, 2, 3, 4 so that it will give this position. So let's add 4. Okay, so let's give it a try and print it out and see what we're getting. Now what do you want to print? And it's not actually end index. I am getting the arriving in city. This is the one we are looking for. Arriving in city. So if the logic works, we'll take it to the main test. Right. Arriving in city. Let's put clearly. Okay. Moment of truth. Okay. So now it gave Paris. So the logic works. Any doubts in this one? This is little complicated, not much, but if anybody has any doubts, I'll explain.
Sangam, I have a question.
Okay, so what was logic? Yeah, go ahead.
Since if splitting give us both New York to Paris and after the date, why don't we just do that rather than doing all three?
Okay, so first of all, did you understand how did we extract the New York? That was easy, right? Starting position is 0, ending position is 2. That was very easy. For Paris, it is little bit difficult. So the technique I used was, I split this string. I want this string, right? So that it will be easy. So I saw the next string, that is some kind of date, and I know how to split at a regular expression. So first thing I did was I split at this regular expression. Okay, so the regular expression for date is this. So whenever there is a date format, something like dd, dd format, it will simply split at that position and give me the first and last string. So all I want is a first string. Okay, so now I took the 0th position in the array. Okay, now in this, once I get it, it will be easier because I can directly go for the substring. Okay, substring, if I mention the starting position, starting index, it will immediately give me, and I know the starting position index of this, it is going to give me this one, right? 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We already saw it, we printed. Now I exactly want, if I directly take this starting position, it will give me space to space Paris. That's not the one we are looking for, right? We want it to start from here. So I just added 4 extra characters, 8 plus 9 10 11 12. So 12 is my starting position. So immediately I get Paris. Easy. If you actually understand it, it is easy. But
my question was different. I'm trying to understand. So say when you separate the string, right? You put a split for the date. That gives you the whole thing, which is New York to Paris. So if I can validate by splitting the date, I get everything New York to Paris. Why I'm doing all three?
What do you mean all three? So why you are splitting?
You
first tell me.
New York, then you split it, then you get Paris. But if I only split the date, it's giving me New York to Paris. I can just validate to that.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, so my validation is separate on departing city and separate on arriving city. Okay, so you want to validate whole string at a stretch, departing and arriving. Okay, that also you can do. It's up to you, whatever your test case is. My test case says, forget about the 2 word. See, this whole point is, how do you use the string manipulation functions to extract some text? Okay, so this will give you more practice. That's the whole point. You can construct your test case like, okay, just get this and your validation is done. So you can actually validate departing city to arriving city at a stretch. That is good. You can construct it that way. That's why I said there are many ways. So the best way I chose is to cover the string manipulations as well as the test case. Okay, so you use the logic here. So my logic is, I want to split this here so that I can easily get to Paris out of it. Okay, because I see some pattern here, the date pattern, and I know regular expression passing function. The function which takes regular expression is this one, which is split. Split takes regular expression, delimiter. Okay, so I pass the regular expression, it immediately splits, and I am not interested in this, and I'm only interested in this. And I know substring has one function which only takes the beginning index, correct? That's it. And if I mention this index, it will give me from here to here. And I know how to get the beginning index using the index of string. Okay, which is already done here, index of string. Okay, so we will take this and put it there. I know it's little confusing, but if you practice, think from the beginning yourself, it will actually be easy for you. Okay, so let's take this guy, and we are trying to put here departing city. So let's put arriving city. Okay, so let's change some names because we don't need this. We already have that, right? Depart begin index city index. This is actually arriving. So depart becomes arrive. So I don't want to mess this up. So I'll just simply refactor. So refactor, rename, will do the magic. So instead of depart, I will simply mention arrive. Okay. So now everything looks good. So let's go to the depart price is already taken, right? Already it gave me. So all we are left is this whole section of returning, correct? So already we are done with this thing. This whole thing took whole 1 hour. Since we already worked on it, we can apply the same logic just by copy pasting, right? So can you do this? You have to extract Paris to New York here, and same first class. We are in the return flight also. We are flying first class, and the flight price is different, so you have to extract that too. Okay. You wanna try, or you want me to try?
Yeah, we can try.
Yeah.
Can try. Okay, so you want me to continue, or you want to continue in the next class? I know it's already late, but if you wanna stay late, that's okay. You can run one time. So let's run one time and see how we are progressing. Okay, so let's see immediately what the results are. Okay, so I'm getting New York to Paris. That's okay. So first I got New York, right? And did I get Paris? Did I print Paris? Maybe not. I got first class in $281. Okay. So where is the Paris? New York to Paris is printed, but I did not print the Paris.
We didn't print the Paris.
Depart. Where did we print? Did we print? Depart ending. Oh, I did not even copy, huh? Right. I did not copy. I only copied the top portion. Right. Okay, this portion I forgot. That's okay. So let's take this because I changed some name. So we have to be carefully. Should have taken it, but that's okay. So this is where I have to paste it. Arriving in city is departing ending city. Dot. See, this is the main logic. I'm taking the first half of the split and applying the substring in it, which takes index of beginning index plus 4 characters because this whole thing returns this starting position. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the logic. You have to actually count it. Okay. So that will print. So let's actually apply the same logic to this without having to rework. It will be easier. Copy paste. Okay. Now let's try to do that because I don't want to again work on it. Dumb. So that's called smart work. You have to just work one time and apply the same. Okay, so arriving city. I hope this will be printed. Homework with okay. First class, okay. First class. Okay, got the first class, got the depart price. So this whole thing is for the departing thing. Where it starts, okay, so it starts right here, departing. So let's put some common thing. This is departing info. so that we know exactly. Okay, now I'm going to copy the whole thing. Okay, it stops right here and paste right here. Okay, so all we got to do is just replace the depart word by arriving, returning. So let's take this guy. Okay, so this is simple find and replace. So I'm going to press Ctrl F and replace depart with return. Okay, case sensitive, that's fine. Forward, that's selected lines only. Okay, don't I mean, if you select all the previous things will be replaced. Replace actual returning. Okay, we don't have the actual returning info, so the name was what was the actual returning info. This is the guy, so let's correct this. That's why we got the error. Or capital. Okay, so arriving in city is already there, right? So this arriving in city is also there in which one? So this is going to be reverse. That's all. Paris to New York, or the other way around. So return trips, departing and arriving. You know, when you're returning, it reverses. Okay. So the naming convention has to be accordingly. So actual underscore return. Okay. Replace this too. If you are comfortable writing the code from the beginning, you're okay. You're welcome to do that. But you can do that actually. That will actually give you practice. But you should be also doing this sometimes in project. Arriving, beginning index, city. Let's call this same thing. You have to split it 2 only. So whatever you get first, that's where you're traveling from, and this is where you're traveling to in the return flight. You know. So arriving, beginning index. So let's call arrive instead of arrive, return. Okay, so we have to be careful here. Index of 2 already got. Arriving, beginning index, city. Okay. I split it at this particular section. Don't need this array word. Okay. Return beginning index. Okay, returning info. I split it. Arriving city. Why this guy is throwing error? Rename. Oh, already there is one. Return beginning index city 2. Okay. Arriving in city is already there. Let's call this guy 2. Okay, I have to print exactly similar. Arriving in city changes here. Okay, so we are good, and all we have to just print is what we are printing, because we get confused when it prints in the. So I'm going to print the whole thing here. Just sort. Okay. We don't need this because we are already printing. We don't need the separator. And let's take this guy. Here. Okay, so let's give it a try. Once this is done, these are very easy, simple, straightforward. So hopefully this will run perfectly. Hmm, takes time. Hmm, okay. Yeah, good, because we put some sleeping time. What is it? Strat implicit weight. Okay, so let's take a look at the code. Yeah, hope no exceptions. That means we're good. Okay, so just verify the departing info. City New York and Paris. Arriving in city. Oh, York to Paris. That's not good, right? Okay, we'll correct that. Okay, returning city, traveling from Paris, arriving in city, yes to New York. Okay, so let's correct it. Okay, so here it started from S somehow. So let's see why it started. And did we get the price correctly? Yes, and first class correctly. Okay, so let's correct these two things. The arriving city is coming as array is correct. Yeah, array is correct. So this is till this point we are correct. So arriving in city is starting from York to Paris. Instead of that, it should have started. Okay. I think when I added 4, it actually went backward, isn't it? It doesn't make any sense. It should have come forward and started from here. Arriving in city. So what happened here? Let's see. Okay. So this New York. Okay. Okay. When I bring 2, start from S. Okay. So some logic is missing here. So let's correct that. So array portion is correct. New York to Paris. Now we have to extract the arriving in city. So let's go back. Arriving in city, yeah. So this is where our value is coming wrongly, correct? Array departing end. Okay, so all I'm doing is arriving in city equals depart end index city array 0. What is it coming as? Depart end index it. Okay, so that is actually split at this location. So that is also perfect. So we are getting the split one. So now I take this, okay, 0th occurrence, so that is coming correctly. Till here we write, and I take this 0th index of array, and out of which I want the substring, which okay, here I'm mentioning the depart beginning index city where it starts 2 and add 4. Okay. Logically, it is correct. Did anybody find any mistake? Let's take up 4. Okay, tell me.
Should it be 8 instead of 4?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
So should it be 8 instead of 4?
Oh, 8. Okay, let's put 8. I was thinking. Okay, let's put 8 and see. Sure, is correct. So logic, okay, let's play with this. Okay, the playground, in the playground, let's play. So let's take this guy, which is only 8, instead of running from the beginning, So arriving city, where is this guy? Yeah, this is my array. So out of this I want Paris, right? Then the other way around. Okay, so I don't need all of this, so I'm putting this here, creating a string called X, let's say. Okay, so out of this we want Paris. Simple as that, right? Now, yeah, tell me. Sys out. I'm going to print directly. Okay, now tell me the logic. Starting position, right? X dot substring which only takes beginning index, because last I wanted to go to till very end Paris. Okay, so beginning index is all we want. Now what is the beginning index? The beginning index is X dot char at. Okay, now index of, okay, I'm going to pass the string to okay, so this is the whole logic. Okay, something went wrong. Char at. Okay, let's try it again, because I took the caret index of lost. Oh, I don't have string index of string. I only have index of character. Okay. So let's find out the index of string. Why we are not? Okay. So let's say integer y equals to x dot index of string. Okay, because yeah, this is better separately, because I cannot apply substring substring within that index of. So this takes string. Now I'm simply passing, let's say 2 space. Okay, now so now y is all I need to pass, right? That's all. This is the whole logic. Okay, so index of 2, you already know that it gives me this position. I want this position. Now logically I have to add 1, 2, 3. Now somebody said 8. Okay, so let's try this. What's going on here? Let's print y also. Okay, so I'm gonna run the playground only. Okay, 9 is the starting position and 2 Paris. Okay, right. Okay, 2 Paris is given. That is correct. That's exactly correct, because it starts from here. So I want to avoid 2. So 9 is the position. So let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. T is the 9th position. Perfect. Now I want to avoid 2. So, okay. Can anybody tell me? Yes. Substring of y, is it -4 or +4? Paris. Oh, not that one, right? Oh, this one actually. You have to. Okay, we are going backward. So it is actually +4 only. That's what I was saying. +4 is the correct logic, because we are going. Okay. So +4 actually cuts out the first one, because it starts from 0. So +3. So that should give you Paris. Okay. Now that worked out, and let's see. Let's take the other way around and work it out. So other string is coming as Paris to New York. This string, right? When we split here, it's going to be the first half. So let's take this. Okay, let's call this x1, y1, x1, y1, x1. Okay, now tell me the logic. Anybody?
This is what I thought you 8. I'm not sure, but it's feel like
Okay.
because New York
Okay,
is
let's see.
counting.
No worries. x1 dot index of 2. Okay. So I want New York, right? So I am printing y1. Y1 plus, so here 3 only, because I want to start from not here, but from here. So let's try. Should return me. Yeah, perfect. Paris, New York. It is +3 only. Yeah, let's apply the same logic. Why did it go wrong there? Yeah, so normally you tend to make mistakes in the same test case. That's why I use a playground. So because it's just a string manipulation, nothing else, right? So we can easily figure out. So let's paste it over here. Copy it and paste it. Arriving in city went wrong here. Correct. This is where, okay, this is where reporting city. Okay. So we don't want the string. X is a string. So integer y is equal to x dot index of. So what is index x? This is the whole thing is x, right? So dot substring of. I tried to do everything in one line. That's why, yeah, +8 is obviously wrong. Deport beginning index city. You know, that is y. Okay. We don't need the whole 2. That's all we need. So index of I am storing in array beginning. I see. You know what I did. Okay, so because I replaced that messed up. So this is supposed to be this. The single line still works. So instead of deport, it actually took the wrong index. So arriving in city, this is going to give me this and +3. That's it. Okay. Anyway, this actually gave us the right result. So +3 and let's remove this one also. We don't need this. Okay, now coming back to this arriving in city here. So let's see. Return beginning index. Okay. So again here I don't want this. I'll just take this city 2. You can name appropriately. I just named it as 2. Okay, so out of this first part, I want the substring whose beginning index is this guy +3 characters, because that will compensate for space TUO. Okay, that's all. Everything was right. All we need was we have to pass the right variable. The way where it messed up was when I selected and replace the string using Control F, right? So that messed up. So you have to be careful in copy pasting also. Okay, I just indented and let's run from the beginning. Okay, so verify and tell me, is everything right? Arriving city Paris, and here arriving city New York. Perfect, right? So returning city for the return trip is Paris and arriving city is New York. So everything came perfectly. Okay, so now you have to work on this 2 passengers. It's very easy. Already it was captured, right? The passengers, this guy has 2 passengers. All you have to do is just get rid of this space passengers thing. You will get 2 and store it in integer variable. And you know what to do here. Already we have done this many times. So just go to this guy, get rid of this, get rid of this. You have the 96 integers. Store it in integer. Same thing apply here. Okay, clear? That's a homework. I mean, that's a leftover homework. Need to do. Any doubts?
No.
Okay, so I'm thinking everybody got this today's topic because it's important from the perspective of how do you play with the string manipulations, which are very important, without which you cannot even put validation points, because validation points are the backbone of any automated test case, right? Okay, so now homework is this, so at least do this. Okay, if not these. Okay, so if you are able to do 1, 2, 3 homeworks, then I would appreciate. Even if you do this, I would appreciate. Don't worry. Okay, so let's meet in the next class. My battery is running low now. Okay, so on Saturday we'll meet, and by this time we will finish this and work on Git, and I'll explain you how to share this in Git. I mean, today I will share the notes about this regular expression. Also work on regular expression. Go to these sites and practice some regular expression. That will give you hands-on experience, and you can mention the regular expression in your resume. Okay. So then I will explain you GitHub how to share, because we are going to add more test cases to it, and also add enhancements. So far what we have created is just a base mid-level, not basic, mid-level coding using mid-level framework. So the more the utils, the more the better the framework it is. So we'll add more to it, and yeah, so we'll add more test cases, and we'll go to the different site and play with different kinds of objects, because in demo 80 we only played with basic objects. I mean, we don't have any what you call the alerts, you know, the frames, and download, upload, and what else? Multiple selection, multi selected drop downs, which are called combo boxes. So there is other side which we'll practice, but once we finish this, okay. So just work on these 2 homeworks, 3 homeworks, whatever it is, and come up with the results, okay. So once you get these sys out, once you get these numbers in a sys out, that means you got it right, okay. Okay, so if no more doubts.
Yeah, but I have one question, Sanam.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have the problem with the Excel, so I cannot run with the Excel.
Excel is just simple, right? You just need to install the Excel in Microsoft. If you don't have Excel, I will tell you, just download the this thing, what you call this thing, Open Office. Okay, go to Google. In this also you can, if you don't have license, this will do. Okay, just go to Open Office, and it's free of cost, and you can use the Excel without having to use the Microsoft Office, you know. So download this full installation, and we can update this as usual. Just we update, just like we open this and update, right? So likewise we can do it. So all you have to save it as a file, has to be in the same name and extension. That's all.
Yeah, okay. I do that, but it's not run. It's not go through the register. So I don't know what happened.
What do you mean register? I didn't get you.
I mean that whenever I run, that doesn't go through the register. I can run until the.
You mean register page? Register page, it doesn't go through.
Yes.
Okay, who is this, Ramesh or someone else?
Ramesh, yeah.
Oh, Ramesh, already I told you, right? The other day it worked. Everything was working.
Yeah, but this is with the data pool. No, that was a before one. This is
that was before data pool. After the data pool, it was not working. That's what you're saying. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so there's something wrong with the data pool then. Data pool. Okay, did you add this data folder, test data pool? Because we changed the mechanism.
I have everything there.
And you have these test data pool actually stored in this location, data pool path. Verify this. And this path may be different in your system. So just update this path. So in my path, this is the, I mean, it's a part of the project. So that's why I made it a part of the project, because you guys are putting anywhere like your own folder. So just do me a favor, just copy this path and till here, copy and go to the Explorer. Okay, so go to any Explorer and just hit enter button. See where it is leading you to. Are you seeing this data pool or not?
Okay, let me check that one.
Yeah, that is a basic test. If you're not seeing, that means your path is wrong. Simple.
Okay.
I have the same problem. Farhana has the same problem.
So that means, okay, I got you. You are putting the project in other location, not in this one. So this is, you have to put exactly in the same location. C drive, automation projects, automation tutorial, resource. So your project name changes, the data pool path changes, and it cannot find the data pool. You know what I mean? Okay, so the data pool.
I understand.
So you do one thing. If you still prefer your own path, just copy that path. Okay, so whatever the path is, doesn't matter. Then paste it, replace this with your own path. Then it will work.
Okay.
Got it, right?
Okay, so let me do that. Then.
This is simple path problem. I know most of the people face this problem. Simple path issue. Okay, try that and work on it and see. Otherwise, I don't see any other issue. You should be good.
Okay, sure.
everyone.
If I not find, I will tell to the Saturday. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. One more test is just right click on this project and go to properties. Okay. See where your location of the project is.
Yeah. You're right. It doesn't
Right.
work now. So I need to find out that, right? Okay.
I think Sangam is gone.
Everyone, class is over.
মামুন ভাই
Yes.
কেমন
কেমন
আছেন?
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো।
আচ্ছা, আপনি কি এখন কাজ করতেছেন?
না এই যে ক্লাস করে ক্লাসের পরে কাজ যাই রাতে।
বুঝতে পারছি। আমি আর ফারহানা তো আপনাকে কি বলে ল্যাম্প জ্বালাই খুঁজতেছি, বিকজ আমরা তো দুজনেই কেউই আপনার ওই ডাটা পুলের পরে এই পর্যন্ত হোমওয়ার্কই করতে পারতেছি না। তো আপনার কখন সময় হবে আমাদেরকে একটু সময় দিবেন, জাস্ট লাইক গোয়িং থ্রু দিস, যে কোথায় সমস্যাটা হইতেছে। যে আমার মনে হয় যেন আমার কিছু কিছু ফাইলই বোধহয় বাদ হয়ে গেছে আমার ক্লিপস থেকে।
ওকে, আমি তো ওই বললাম না আমি তো রাতে কাজ করি, তো ঘুম থেকে উঠতে 12টা বেজে 11টা 11:30 বেজে যায়। তো লাঞ্চের পরে আমি ফ্রি থাকি। আমি তো লাঞ্চের পরে অলওয়েজ কম্পিউটারে থাকি আনটিল লাইক 7 পর্যন্ত।
পুরো দিকে নক করলে পাওয়া যাবে তো, তাই না?
হ্যাঁ, আমাকে আপনি 1 o'clock এর পরে যখন নক করবেন তখন পাবেন।
ওকে, গ্রেট। আচ্ছা, তাহলে দেখি কালকে ট্রাই করব।
ওকে,
আচ্ছা ভাইয়া, থ্যাংক ইউ।
নো প্রবলেম।
আচ্ছা, ভালো।
Class কি over?
Yes.
কি ওভার হয়ে গেছে? আমি বুঝলাম না।
ক্লাস শেষ।
শেষ?
ওর তো কম্পিউটার বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে।
ও তাহলে আমরা কেন ওয়েট করছি সবাই?
আমরা তো ওয়েট করতেছি, চলে যাচ্ছি তো।
ও আচ্ছা, ওকে, ঠিক আছে। I thought যে